There's a new kid on the block, the one that everybody's talking about. Every time he gets a ball in his hand, he shoots the lights out. A supreme talent, the one who's going to write big numbers in South African rugby history, I suppose. Sacha Feinberg-Mngomezulu. A mouthful, but what a player. Talk to me about him.
I'm very happy that you said his name and I don't have to. So I'll just refer to him as Sasha, which will make it easier on my part. So let's go and have a look at his clips. So Enver, we'll start with the first category, which is the game driver, and that territory management is very important. Now, what Sasha does here is he takes a short touch. Now, what I mean by a short touch is when you kick it in between the front line and their backfield defender, that's what you call a short touch. Now, you want to ask me, why would you take a short touch like that? If your line out defense is quite good, you want to force lineouts. You want to be able to contest lineouts, and then if your 10 can find and your 15 can find short touches, that can put them under pressure. This is another pressure territory clip where nothing on, just puts it in behind, and now the All Blacks are on their 5. We get to contest another line out there. And then last one on game driver, just before halftime, you want that scoreboard pressure. Young fly off, but he knows what that means. Although this misses, great strike. Although this misses, he had the vision to understand what the scoreboard pressure would mean going into the sheds, leading the test 14-12. Okay, now we get to my favorite part of Sasha. He's an individual attacking threat. And on this clip, you'll see he was shaping to kick. He spots the mismatch, drives them out, and then steps off that right foot. But it doesn't stop there, Envia. He makes a great decision after the line break. Perfect timing of the pass to Willie, and obviously we all know what happened after this. Something that I think Willie doesn't want to see again. As a playmaker, Sasha's done really well in the test that he's played. Have a look at how he shapes to pass, sees the two defenders getting into the visual eye line, picks up that space at the back, onto the foot, and Kurtley Arendse running onto it. He couldn't finish it, but Sasha seeing that space just shows you what a playmaker is. Again, in the 22, ball back there, playmaker again. Now what he does is he bounces over to that defender there, waiting to see what his movements are. And he's got two options. He can either hit Peter Steff or the wing on the edge. Keeps going. As the defender bites in, he makes his pass. So a playmaker, but he also makes great decisions, and the timing of the pass is good. So earlier we spoke about controlling the flow of the attack. Now what this means is you get momentum on the edge, you want to keep that momentum. And you'll see he runs into the ball, run catch. Because of that, he commits these two defenders. And we'll come back to this clip to show you why this is important. Puts the ball across to low, one defender onto low, isolated, which means that defender makes a mistake. You've got 3 attackers on the outside, ball out the back to Jesse, and then to my friend Mr. Mike Zog, have a look at Damian de Allenda's quick hands on this one, and he puts it into space. I just want to go back to this and explain why this run catch is so important and why Sasha, if he passes the ball over there, it means that he can shift, this player can shift a lot earlier. And he probably gets too low, which means that Lolisio can cover Malherbe, which means that this player could have stayed wider and he gets onto Jesse. So such a small detail where he's held 2 defenders in his channel because of running onto the ball, playing on top of them, means that we isolate defenders early and we get the ball into the small space, wide spaces. Next one. Attacking kicks. Sees the space at the back And no doubt, Willy's called this. Willy's given him the call that the space is there, and he doesn't need a second invitation to kick that. Willy, I don't think we got this, but that's a great effort. That's a fantastic effort. Right, now over to the defense. So in comparison to Mani Libok's clip, you'll see Reinach not defending at source, defending at the base of on our side. Now this is the difference, Mbia. Have a look at Sacha's forward lean, and after the punch into the tackle, have a look at the effectiveness of the tackle. The attacker goes down immediately, and Reinach can get onto that ball. So there's the tackle, and what that does is Jesse probably could have gone a bit earlier. Dialende can now go around, and if you remember the previous clip, Sia got around because he was part of the tackle. Peter Steff never got around, and Jasper barely made it. On this clip, you've got all three Lucy's that's folding. Sia gets an opportunity to pretend that he doesn't know what he's doing, but he slows the ball down just enough so we can control that second phase, and there's no momentum, and they have to regroup, and our defense is set. And that all came from that tackle. So after contact, less than a meter was gained, and Reinach could get onto the ball, and our defense looked a lot better after that. Now, there's one thing I'd like to see Sacha do a bit more, and it's those opportunities he's got to take. He's got the body for it. He's got the strength for it. And now that he's playing 12 at the Stormers, which I hope it's not going to, well, he plays 12 sometimes. I hope that doesn't happen too often. But those opportunities you need to take. He backs out of that one, but I think there's an opportunity. And the All Blacks actually score from this.
Opportunity to do what? To jackal?
He's got to get onto the ball. He's got to jackal.
Mm.
There's an opportunity there for him to slow the ball down, give our defense an opportunity. Jesse shoots. We got one more shooting, and they score from here. And then on this clip, we've got Sacha jumping in the air. Now, there's something I want to point out just on his aerial contest and how clever this is. Have a look at how he stays in front of Barrett. Oh, yeah, it's Barrett. Have a look at it. He doesn't jump past him. The contest, he gets up, but he ensures that if he doesn't get the ball, he stays in front of Barrett. And then the opportunity that gives him is that after the jump, he doesn't get the ball, he's ready to defend. And then Barrett knows that and gets rid of that ball. No chance we go into the sheds at half time. Whereas if he jumped to the side and Barrett gets that jump through, that's when that counter attack is on. But Sacha didn't give him that opportunity because he stayed in front of him. Right, the Sacha show is nearly done. Couple of clips just on BMT. Now, what I told you, Mbia, is that BMT comes in different shapes and sizes. And kicking this ball out on the 5, have a look at where that touch judge is. That just gives your forward so much confidence. It takes the wind out of their sails, and that's game changing. But that's BMT. That's going for the jugular, where other flyers probably would have been happy to kick it out over here. The flip side of that coin is you sometimes get it wrong. And he'll learn from that. So on the previous one, great kick onto the 5, just try and bite too much off this one, and he gets it wrong, and we're into a defensive set from that. So you will get it wrong, but the fact that he's going for it means that he's got that BMT. And this kick also showed that. Nearly 60 meters, very close to 60 meters. There was no hesitation. He called for the tee, and he kicked a beautiful kick from his own 10 to give us the lead at that stage. And then last one, very calm under pressure. stepping on the inside, and then straight on kick, and just like a good fly off, always complaining to the touch judge he needs more meters. So that's Sacha in a big nutshell. But what a player!
You've shown us now what can be done, and that's why we said he's the crown prince. Like I said, that game against Connacht, scored 3 tries in 24 minutes. He dropped, kicked, and scored, and placed. What did Flick de Pre do? He's just one of those special players. So I'm very keen to see what your rating is.
So his game driving stat is lower than Pollard and Libbok's, just purely because of experience. No other reason. He's a 32 out of 40. Attack, he's higher than Pollard and Libbok at 28 out of 30. Defense, 18 out of 20. Very effective on the defense side of things. And big match temperament is there. He's a 10 out of 10.
Right, that's 88 now compared to 91. So almost there, not just quite. So give him another season or two. But what do you think he still needs to be able to do to surpass Andre now as the number one choice?
I think just consistency, having a very low error rate, and probably the organizational part and he does do that very well. He does organize well, but you want him to, if you look at 100 on the field, it looks like he's in control. And with Sacha, it looks like he's in control of himself, but sometimes not the team so much. And I'd like to see that composure part play more of a role. If you listen to all his interviews, he's a very well-spoken lad. He looks like a real gentleman, and I think he's sometimes those types of guys can be too nice to the forwards, whereas I want him to rule the roost and tell them where to go. I think if Pollard speaks, they listen, and I want that same effect from him.
All right, so 88, like I said.